All right, we always end the show with the 5 questions. Tonight in our 5 questions segment, we will be joined by the new CEO of the Atlantic City. I don't have the name yet, but I'm going to get it here in just a couple of moments. George Manias is live with our own Nick Costco, the new voice of the Atlantic City Blanks. They are at Ocean Resort inside Ovation Hall for a big night for the guys. Nick, George, what is happening, fellas?
Hey, Mike, how are you?
I am doing well. Are you all equipped to be part of tonight's 5 questions, George? This is a very special moment.
I am. I'm very excited about it. We're having a great turnout here at Oceans Resort and Casino for our team name reveal. So I'm excited to hear the questions that you have for me here.
All right. I will do my best. Here we go.
He won't grill you.
No. Number 1, do you expect the new team to have a bigger signing than Bryce Harper?
Well, that's a great question. I think we're going to have the Atlantic City version of a Bryce Harper signing. We actually just did. Our kicker is unbelievable. So Google our kicker. He's phenomenal in our league. I'm telling you, he's a character. So I'm going to put it out there. Yes, we will.
Now, how often does the kicker get used in the league?
The kicker, the kicker, you're not kicking field goals. It's more extra points, but the onside kick is used ridiculously amounts of time within our game. So you need somebody that can do a great onside kick because it's a possession game. So this kicker that we signed, Mark Lewis, is he is the best in the league, and he's a character to boot.
I like it. I asked you that. There has been a couple of hints dropped by your social media team that you've been trying to lure Johnny Manziel to show up at one of these tryouts,
That's exactly what this press conference is all about. It's not about the team reveal. It's more of our announcement of Johnny Manziel.
All right. Question 2. George, what is your favorite part about arena football?
I love to explain it. It's football in a hockey rink, so it's the fast-paced, high-scoring, no defense, right? It's just constant, and when you add the gambling, betting element to that, the over-unders are, we averaged 90 points a game last year. It's ridiculous between the two teams. So we did a little bit to speed the game up. We're going to try to get the game within 2 hours this year, so the over-unders will probably be more in the 70-point range. But it's just fast-paced, high-flying, and there's not a dull moment in the entire game with any stoppage of play. We just continue the pace in the stands and on our promotional, on the field with promotions and everything else that we do. So it's just an entertainment option. It's fantastic.
Okay, now I've been to all 3, Albany, Philly, Atlantic City, right? There's your 3 teams that you're a part of. Which city has the best restaurants?
Wow, great question. When you say restaurants to me, I'm not thinking cheesesteaks or I'm thinking kind of the high-end, sushi or steakhouses in Atlantic City so far for me with the casinos and everything they have. The choices are unbelievable. Maybe it's because I'm new to the city and they're all different and new to me right now, but I would absolutely say Atlantic City thus far for me. I haven't eaten in the same place twice, so it's good stuff. That's
I'm glad that you said it because I've been to Albany and I have to say they rank 3rd on the list.
Maybe. I'll put you. You're all right. You're probably right with that.
I did stay at a nice hotel up there that was pretty cool.
Excellent.
All right. Number 4, George. I know the fans voted on a name, but did you have a name in mind?
Yeah, what a question. So I think at the end of the day, we're not going to please everybody, right? So people have their own opinions. This is very subjective, and people have their own opinions of what the name should be. And, so I had my own. And mine, I'll tell you right now, it's not on the final list, and it's because of one reason, and we couldn't get the legal rights. But overwhelmingly, most of the votes went to the Atlantic City Aces, and that was not available. And I like that. I think there's a lot you can do with that. It was fun, but it wasn't available. Somebody else owned the rights. They wouldn't sell it. So we, did the fan vote from there, and we had to rule that out. So that was my favorite. But I really am in love with what we're going to produce and pump out for you guys tonight. So what I'm going to say later, with the name of the team, it's not going to do it justice by just saying the name. You have to see everything behind it, and that's what we're going to unveil at the press conference tonight. The logos, the colors, the marks. Eventually, we'll roll out the uniforms, the mascot, the dance team. But tonight, we're going to do the logos and the team name. And there's a lot behind that, so it's pretty cool. I think you guys will really like it when you dig into it. Don't judge it by the name itself, but the name is pretty cool. Okay, we will get to the name here in just a couple of seconds here. A couple of things I found out about George before we did our 5-question segment. Number 1, you went to high school with Mike Tyson? I absolutely did. Graduated in 1984 in Catskill High School in upstate New York. Mike Tyson, went to high school with him, and actually went to UNLV after high school, and I was his guest at the fight. He beat Trevor Berbick and won the title, and went to the after party with him. And back in the 80s, it was all those 80s superstars like Tony Danza and Rocky Balboa, Sylvester Stallone, and the crew. So it was awesome times. It was an interesting growing up with Mike. He was a different breed back then, and it's good to see him back on his feet again, and doing what he's doing now.
I did meet Mike Tyson one time before. He had gigantic hands, but how does it feel to be your home is now home to one of his most famous knockouts of Michael Spinks?
Yeah, it's pretty special. You know, the history of him here in Atlantic City. I used to come out and watch him fight everywhere he went. We actually incorporated him in that fight, that knockout, in our video that we're presenting tonight.
George is a very interesting guy. You've worked for the Cavs, the Rays, the Lightning, the Cowboys, the Yankees, and Penguins. You also have 2 Stanley Cup rings.
I certainly do. My prized possessions. I left Pittsburgh to launch Albany. So I've been in the sports industry for 20 years, and I've been chasing championships and cups, and I've been worked for teams. When I left, they would win right after I left. And I finally got 2 back-to-back, and for me, it was the culmination. It's my prized possession, and I'm a huge hockey guy, too, so it was really fun. And just to have those rings, I stare at them every single night before I go to bed.
George, also, we have something in common. We both drank from the Stanley Cup.
Oh, did you? We'll have to share pictures of that. Did you? And where was that?
They actually had it at one of the casinos. One of the guys who plays for the Kings is a local guy, so he won. When he had his day with the cup, he brought it to one of the casinos here, and we did our show live with the cup.
So you'll never win the cup now because you touched it without working or playing for the team, so you'll never win it. So you jinxed yourself. Who was that, by the way?
Justin Williams.
Oh, Justin Williams. All right.
That's right. He local guy. He has a house in Ventnor.
No kidding.
All right. We've also know that so you left the hockey world to what? Then start Albany?
Yeah, so I grew up in Catskill, New York, which is about 20 miles south of Albany. So it was a chance for me to kind of, I've been in the sports industry, launching teams, working for teams for 20 years, and it was a chance for me to come to my backyard and launch a team, a professional team that they had never had before. So I was able to kind of give back to the community and do what I've been doing for 20 years, came full circle and was able to launch a team and help grow the league. And because of that success, here we are in Atlantic City. We got another team going up in Columbus this year as well. So it's been fantastic. Our company's growing, so we oversee Albany, New York, Philadelphia, and now Atlantic City as well.
All right. So now that we've buttered you up with all the nice stuff, it is time, George, that I implore you to tell us what is the name of the team.
So this is just between us, right?
There is nobody paying attention. Don't worry.
All right. So we are happy and proud to announce that the name of Atlantic City's new Arena Football League team is the Atlantic City Blackjacks.
Ooh, all right. The AC Blackjacks. And check out their Facebook page. You will see the colors, the emblems, the uniforms, and everything else for the new Atlantic City Blackjacks. See, I told you I'd get it out of them.
Good job.
George, I will see you soon, pal.
Thanks, Mike. I appreciate it.
Hey, it's the Atlantic City Blackjacks, and we thank George and Nick for being a part of the show.